Folks, I'm on my way to go get another motor. It's been a while. Something came up on Facebook. Now, once I get the motor and I get it back home, I'll tell you the story and what I'm going to do with it. Okay. So I just got back from the gentleman, got a free motor on Facebook. Actually, it was a few days ago. And then the northeaster hit here up in New England area. So I didn't touch it. But what I'm going to attempt to do here is, because I want to let you people know there's a lot of these motors on Facebook Marketplace, and they're very easy to fix. There's a couple little tricky things you got to do, but there's a bunch of them on Facebook, anywhere between $50, $200 that need a little TLC. Okay, so I'm going to show you the one I got. Hold on a second. The one right in the middle was on Facebook. There was no cover. I just threw that cover on there. There was no cover, actually. But there was just the way you see it. Turns, that nice compression. I offered, what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to repair it and give it back to him. He's actually going to give me something in a swap. And I'll let you know what that is at a later time. But here's the motor was given to me. Well, actually, it was a trade-in. This is a 74 6-horse Johnson. The one that I got from Facebook Marketplace is a 75. Same motor, just different decals on the cover. That's all. Same color and everything. Now, I'm calling this video, see if I can get 2 engines out of 3. This one's really damaged. The whole lower pan is wiped out. And this one, believe it or not, like I said, I didn't get this from a scrapyard. So you would think this is how I used to get them from the scrapyard, because they would throw them off the back of a truck or a car or whatever. But this is how I got it from a gentleman. And that I sold him a motor, a 9.9, 74 Johnson 9.9. He had some trouble with it. He couldn't get it started. So I took the motor back. I kept this, gave him his money back, and then I sold the motor a couple weeks later for $150 more. So you can't lose when you get people just, not too happy with a deal. Even though I sell everything as is, when I do sell my motors, I gave him his money back. I was real nice, and I kept this. But this is a parts motor. Broken gear shift. I have levers to pick from. I was hoping I had a gold one. I used to fix these all the time, so that's why I don't throw them out, even when they break. I would have them TIG welded. This is a perfect specimen for TIG welding, as long as you have the other piece. Now this one here, I actually fabricated. This goes back probably 15 years I did this. I fabricated this whole end piece, drilled and tapped it, put a countersunk Allen key screw in there, and then I had the aluminum welded, and I ground it all down flush. All I have to do, if I ever do use this down the road, is drill a hole and put a slot in it for the cable. But that's another day. But I got propellers, either 3-blade or single blades, because the motor I got from the gentleman on Facebook is missing the propeller. The pull starter was stuck. I actually freed that up when we had the northeaster 2 days ago. I just took it apart and greased it and put it back together, and it works fine now. But I couldn't pull it out when I first got it. So that's done already. Magneto is stuck, so that has to be fixed. But this is my next challenge. So I'm going to take the cover off the trade-in motor, that's parts, put it on the Facebook motor, that's going to run again. And I'm also going to fix this 6. Now, I had this in a few videos some time back. I think it's a 71 or a 70. I'm not sure. That dark blue, 69 to 71. They use that blue. I'm trying to think. Maybe a 70. But this is a good motor. This is a complete engine. Just needs TLC. I rode on it in '08. No spark. 30 points is all it is. It goes back to my rule. The motor sits more than 5 years in storage. Either change the points or polish it up. Take them out, polish them, or sand them, put them back in. But I figured this would be fun. Work on some little 6 horsepower motors and have some fun. I know I'll get 2 of them running. This, parts. And it'll be a lot of fun. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I'm probably going to go on to Johnson first. Because I want to see how long it takes me to get that thing. I told the guy I can have it back to him probably a week or 2. I just got to clean the points, rebuild the carburetor, see if it pumps water, put a prop on it. One of the screw clamps is stuck. Put a gear shifter on it. Unfortunately, you have to take the power head off to do that. But that's just the name of the game. Always prepare for the worst. I'll put one of these on there, and it actually moves. I can actually move that on the motor, but it doesn't shift down below, so could be broken under the power head, who knows. But the gentleman was telling me this came from a small marina not too far from my house, and he said to me that the guys, my mechanics, put it in the scrap pile, and he's a salesman there. I think they sell Mercuries, actually. And he took it out of the scrap pile and put it behind his building on a rack because he didn't want to see it scrapped. So I offered to fix it for him. I'm going to clean it up, detail it, get it all serviceable again. I'm going to bring it back. And if I do that, he's going to give me something in return. So I'm looking forward to it. Again, I'll let you know what that is. Something I've been looking for a while. All right, so to the next clip. Probably be tomorrow, late in the day today. Today is October 15th. Well, thanks for watching, and till the next clip. So here I'm going to show you basically how quick it is to get these things running. Now, this is the motor that was given to me on Facebook Marketplace. No cover. But this motor, I wasn't even going to get involved with it, but I decided to do a good thing, a good deed. I'm going to repair it and give it back to the gentleman, like I said before. But the first thing I'm going to do is pull the flywheel off. So you've seen me do that numerous times. I'm going to get set up for that. I use my old trusty 1980s Blue Point air wrench. Do not want to strip it out. I forgot that they use a very, these are real thin wall sockets. On these little 6s, 9.5s. Kind of strange. I might have replaced it with the wrong nut. Usually that doesn't happen. I don't know if that's the right nut or not. It might be. I have to check the diameter on it. But anyway, you really don't want to strip them out too much, you know. And then you have to cut it off with a chisel or drill it off. It's a pain in the cayunas. The big issue with and I've said this numerous times through my videos, when you put your puller on there, and in my opinion, nothing works better than an inexpensive harmonic balancer puller. I got 3 or 4 of them. They'll last forever. But you want to get at least, you can even see on the threads there, at least a 1/2 inch or even 5/8 threads into the aluminum just to make sure. The very common problem, people put flywheels on and off, they get a little lazy, they don't screw enough threads into the flywheel, then they go to pull the flywheel off and it pulls the thread out. So then you got to deal with sometimes a broken bolt or helicoil, and it's just not worth it. Just make sure you got at least 5/8, 1/2 inch or more threads into that flywheel, and you'll be okay. This is probably the number 5,000, if not more, removing a flywheel. I'm using I have a little portable air compressor from Harbor Freight. The little thing is on, it's still going after 2017. What was that, 8 years? It's still going. Most times they'll just come right off that easy. Wow, look at that. Looks like brand new coils. I see that many, many times. You know, you got to take into consideration how old the motor is. And they look like they're, yep, they're OMC coils. They got the OMC mark on it, the M. Well, I'm going to take the points out and just polish them and put it right back together. Take the plugs, wire brush the plugs real fast, and see if this thing will kick over. Now, besides fixing the pull starter, as I mentioned earlier, that's the only time I put into it, probably about an hour. I took the pull starter off and it was stuck. It wouldn't pull out. So I had to grease it all up. I used the same rope. The rope was in good shape, the handle, and I got that fixed. But this is only the second item I'm doing since I got this motor on Facebook for free. Okay, so let me go remove the points, polish them, and put them back in, and clean the spark plugs. Okay, got both points out. If it focuses, very oxidized, it's either grayish color, dull color, they should be polished. Almost like stainless steel. Same thing with the other one. So I'm going to go polish them and put them right back in. And I still have to free up the mag plate. I got all the 4 screws out, and I'm going to pop it off, grease it, and put it back on. Here's where I polish my points. For you folks that have never seen me do it. Fine blue Rolock. 3M makes them and other companies. That's one. And the other side. Just hold the disc flat to the points and don't actually stay on it too long. Just like that, a few passes, and she's good to go. Now where the heck I put the other set? Can't look through the monitor on the camera. Kind of screws you up a little bit. The only way to do it, the only downfall is you have to take the points out. You could sand it in place with 220 or 320 or a very fine file. You know, open the points up and just file it if you don't want to take them out and re-gap it. But I've done this so many times, that's the only way I do it. Okay, so I'm going to put them all back in, pop the plugs out, clean the plugs, and see if we got spark. Guaranteed there's spark. I'm not jumping the gun, I hope. Okay. So after about 10 minutes, I just popped this off and I greased it all up. And I wiped the old grease off with a rag. I actually use lithium grease. So, and the throttle seems okay. So I'm going to hook it back up. And that should do it for the twist grip, basically. That simple. Or after. All I used was my wire brush on a pedestal buffer. I got the grinder on one side and the wire wheel on the other. J6s, J4s, J6s will work. So they're going in there. This is just to show you how fast I can get this thing running with no money invested. So normally you could put new plugs in it if you want to do that. Okay. Good thing to do is, check your key slot, see if it's not really worn, excessively worn. And I do a magnet check too. I very rarely come across weak nickel magnets. Take a screwdriver. You should pull the screwdriver in with a little force. Anyway, now I'm going to see if there's any spark. I got the points all back in. I re-gapped them to 20 thousandths. There's actually, and I put a little oil on the wick. There's a little felt wick that lubricates the cam. So I did that, and I cleaned my plugs, which you've seen. Now let's see if it sparks. Could have swore I saw a spark just from doing it that short little amount there. Yes, I do have spark checkers, but I'm not going to go get it right now. Can't really tell. Hold on a second here. So I put a little two-stroke oil, tilted the motor up, and I put a little two-stroke oil because it was really tight. Now it's nice and smooth. And I also have spark. It was so tight the way it was from sitting all them years that I couldn't really pull it fast enough to see if it had spark. Now I do. You won't be able to see it, but nice bright blue spark. So we're ready to go. Let's see if this thing kicks over. All right, let's see what happens. I just squirt some ether inside there. Put that start. Here goes. One pull. That's all she wrote, folks. So, it probably would have started that first pull, but I put all that oil in there, which is a good thing. Made it turn easier. So, now the fun really begins. I'm going to go over it, check the gear case. This is the worst thing of the repair right here. If this wasn't broke, but not a big deal. We're going to fix it. I have two covers. One, the seal is a little bit better on it than the other. But I'll probably replace the seal on this one. I use this cover instead of this one. The seal's not much better either. These seals just did not hold up very well. But you got to keep it in perspective. The motor's a 1975. So it's been around a while. But she runs. Now, if I do the same thing to this 6 right here, clean the points, exactly what I did on this motor. Squirt a little ether in the carburetor. Maybe you have to take the carburetor off, maybe you don't. If you do, you do. But chances are, if it kicks over, then you work it from there. And luckily, this one has a gear shift lever on it. I'm not sure if it... No, she's stuck, so she needs a little work too. She'll have to be heated up. It's all stems from neglect, folks. That's all it is neglect. They're put away for so long, and they're not meant to be put away with no maintenance. It's supposed to be run. Anyway, that's it for this clip, and then we'll take it up on the next step on getting this Johnson finished. Okay.